Robin Bensley. Welcome to Chowder. Howth, Ireland is a pescatarian's dream. And this little fishing village just outside of Dublin has an amazing history as well. Norse Vikings first invaded Howth in the year 819. And you know what? It's been going strong as a fishing village since the Middle Ages. The harbor is crowded with boats and trawlers, seagulls gliding overhead, and seals popping their heads out of the ocean. A 14th century church, a 15th century castle, and an 1817 lighthouse complete the postcard. And all along the piers and in the town, tiny shops line the streets with the fishermen selling their catch, and there are pubs, restaurants, and cafes galore, all with the freshest fish you can eat. But of course, we stopped in one place on this blustery day for a bowl of warming chowder. It was the best I'd ever had, overflowing with buttery cod, tender shrimp, and sweet mussels in a savory, creamy broth. Actually, we ate Irish seafood chowder several times when we were there, and every single time it was fabulous. And so I took copious notes, and I'm going to share those with you right now. I just melted 4 tablespoons of butter in my kettle. I'm going to add a giant onion that I chopped up. We're going to do that over medium heat. I don't really want to brown it. I just want to make it nice and tender. So that'll take 5 minutes. These are nice and tender. Now we're going to add some liquids and some other goodies. So I have clam juice. I'm going to add 2 cups of it. And I'm also going to add some chicken stock. A couple cups of that. We need some herbs. 2 bay leaves. 1, 2. And some dill. A tablespoon of dill. I'm going to bring that to a boil. Then we're going to add our vegetables. I have 3 large carrots that I diced. And I have about 3 cups of potatoes, because you can't have anything Irish without potatoes in it. And I prep those in advance. I mean, this is an easy recipe. The hardest part is chopping everything. It takes a little while, but it is totally worth the effort. So I'm going to let these simmer for about 15 minutes until the vegetables are tender. So now we're going to start layering the seafood in. This is about 1 pound of cod that I cut into pieces. So we're going to add that. And I noticed that they would typically use 3 kinds of seafood in their chowder. Cod, and then they would use 2 shellfish. They would use shrimp and mussels. So those are coming next. I have 1 pound of raw shrimp. Now see, I cut it into pieces. So we're going to add that. I want to add some salt and pepper at this point. So I'm going to go with a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and you can always add more if you need it later on. And then some heavy whipping cream. This has to be a creamy stew. And that is a 1/2 pint. And it is Irish chowder, of course. So I'm going to add a big splash, not quite a quarter of a cup, of Irish whiskey.
How about some more?
No, you can have it on the side if you like. We're going to stir that in. Let that simmer away for just a few minutes until the shrimp cooks. And we have one more thing to add to it. Ooh. The last thing is the mussels. So I have 2 pounds of mussels, and I'm just going to check before I put them in that they're all closed. If there's one that's open, you throw it away. All of these are good so far. We're going to let those mussels just float on top and steam for 5 more minutes. Look at that. I am ready to serve myself a wee bit of Irish seafood chowder. Now, Howth seafood chowder should be served with wheaten bread, which I discovered in Ireland. It's a really dense, sort of a dark Irish soda bread. It was invented in the 1830s. And I couldn't find it here in Ohio, so I just got a really dense wheat bread, and I'm going to use that to fill in. Put butter on that. Okay, now here we go. Look at this. It's just like a piece of art to me. Let me get some of this stuff right there. Look at that beautiful mussel in there and that cream sauce. Oh, there's a piece of shrimp with potato. This is so addicting, I'm telling you. This is the way to make this. Thank you, Howth, for teaching me how to make the best seafood chowder I've ever had in my life.